welcome me. I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me.
Hi, my name is Dave. I'm in 4th year of computer science here at the University of Guelph. The Newman Centre is kind of like our headquarters for the University Catholic community, and it's like a second home, really. The Newman Centre opened in the fall of my first year here at Guelph. I started coming here because they wanted a bassist to play at Mass, and I'm here at least 3 or 4 times a week for various things.
This student center began as Bishop Crosby's vision to have student centers at all our universities in the diocese. And he sent me here to establish a student center, and I specifically asked him if it could be a Newman Centre. The project was both one of renovation and visioning. I know in my own experience of university life that I was studying engineering on one side of campus, and then I lived with art students on the other side of campus, and then I'd have dinner with the art students, and we'd get into these conversations, discussions, debates that would go on for hours during dinner, and then I'd go back and I'd be studying engineering, and I'd be back with the art students. And in Newman's vision of the university, the life for a student, the classroom was just as important as the discussions outside the classroom. So what was happening in the classroom was just as important as what was happening outside the classroom. And outside the classroom, he said it's really important that students engage one another in conversations, debates, discussions about faith, but also about their disciplines. And it's important actually that students from different disciplines and even faculty come together to have those discussions in order to have a well-rounded Catholic education, which would include theology as well, and most importantly would include some theological formation. And so I see the Newman Centre as a place where students at a secular university, University of Guelph, can come together and have those kinds of discussions and conversations and debate and speak freely, because these days speaking freely on campus can be challenging, it can be intimidating.
Hi, I'm Anya. I work here at the Newman Centre as the campus minister, and I also work at the University of Guelph, so we participate there through the multi-faith resource team. I've been doing this here at Guelph for about 13 years now. It's been a long time, but it's been a real joy in my life. So here at the Newman Centre we have a very friendly, open atmosphere, I think. We try, at least. We certainly try. We definitely want to make students feel as welcome as possible. This is a time when they're away from home. They are probably isolated in terms of their friends that they've grown up with. They don't have their family around, and it's a strange environment, a different place. So we want to make them feel as comfortable and at home as possible. And a lot of times plugging into their faith once again helps them achieve that, because it's something that's familiar. They know what they're doing when they're at Mass. They know what to expect of a Catholic community. There's no shocks for them. So hopefully they're put at ease. My personal perspective here is quite unique, I think, compared to the students at least, because I get to see them as they grow in faith over their 4 years. And it's interesting to watch that development, because they come in timid and afraid, kind of shy, and quite narrow sometimes in their understanding of the Catholic faith. But as they grow, as they develop as human beings here at the Newman Centre, we give them opportunities and exposure to all sorts of different understandings of the Catholic faith, perspectives on different theological points and issues, and opportunities also to engage with the world. So there's volunteer opportunities and outreach opportunities that they really do grab a hold of. So when they engage in that kind of way, we can see them just really blossom in their faith. Their personality develops, they become much more confident in themselves, and their faith isn't so much just a part of something they do once a week on a Sunday. Their faith actually becomes the central core of their being. So their identity as a Catholic really comes to the forefront, and that's beautiful to see. That's something we really like to see.
Hi, my name is Ellen, and I'm in my 4th year at the University of Guelph, and I study environmental science. Here at the Newman Centre, I've been involved since my 1st year, so I've had an array of experiences, from being just a student that's popped by for Thursday dinners in my 1st year, to getting involved in the exec team in my 2nd year, and actually being the president in my 3rd year of the University Catholic community. And now, in my 4th year, wrapping things up, I am in charge of running the faith studies and coordinating the leaders. So when I came into the Newman Centre, I was in engineering and I had a really busy schedule, and it was great to know that despite the little time I had in the little area I had to be involved, the Newman Centre was still a space that I could come and I could feel at home there. When I was missing my family, I came here and there was Anya, our campus minister, and Father Mark, and it was almost like having a second pair of parents almost. And so no matter how busy you are or how little time that you have to really dedicate to a club, let's say, the Newman Centre still is such a home for you and you belong here. It's been welcoming to me, and I know it'll be welcoming to you too.
Hey, I'm Sonali. I'm a 1st year at the University of Guelph studying biological science. When I first got accepted to the University of Guelph, I was like, I need to see if there's a good Catholic chaplaincy, or if there's a good Christian community. In my 1st semester of my 1st year, I kind of felt lonely. So I was making a bunch of friends, and they were really cool, but then I just felt this tug of loneliness on me. So I decided to sign up for a faith study and started to get more involved with the Newman Centre, and I love it. Every single time I come into the Newman Centre, I feel so loved, and there's not a moment where I don't feel appreciated and that God desires me. All the people here are just they want the best out of me. They want the most holy part of me, which is kind of a struggle, especially living as a student and as a Catholic, and having a strong faith life. They do encourage me to pray and to start novenas. They also challenge me to bring more people into the church and show my story to them.
One of the great things about the Newman Centre is that everyone that's here, whether you know them or not, already loves you when you walk through the doors. It's so welcoming and so friendly, and I experienced that the first time I walked in the doors. And it's been great to see new students come through the door and welcome them with open arms, even if they're only here one time, and a lot of times that one time leads to dozens of more times. I know that was my first experience here, and I just kept on coming because everyone was so welcoming and kind, and they always give you food to eat or tea to drink or coffee. There's always someone offering coffee. So if you're hungry, come to Newman Centre and you'll be fed both spiritually and physically.
One of the things that is now happening that I didn't necessarily envision, but is wonderful, is just how much the students here are motivated to go on campus to evangelize. When I first started renovating this house, which is just down the street from campus, I thought, it's kind of far, maybe students aren't going to want to come here, they have to leave campus. And then I've come to see now that actually students do like to take a break from being on campus. It becomes a place of respite, a place where, students can gather with other students, other Catholic students, but then go back on campus and evangelize, whether that be informally through, discussions with classmates and such, or setting up tables, faith studies, other kinds of events. I think this is amazing.
The Newman Centre and the University Catholic community work together in a lot of ways. The Newman Centre is the building that we have and the wonderful people that the Diocese of Hamilton has supplied to serve the students at the University of Guelph. That includes Father Mark and Anya, and they create this home for us. But the University Catholic community is the student club that exists on campus and that is welcomed here, and they are embraced at the Newman Centre. The University Catholic community is awesome because it recognizes that growing in holiness, to do that you actually need to grow in mission as well. And so that might sound a little scary if you haven't heard those words before, but it basically means that you can't grow in your faith unless you share your faith with others. And it's been beautiful the last 3 or 4 years to see the Newman Centre go from 7 people regularly coming to events to now there's probably 100 students that come every given month because of our faith study series and sharing our faith with others. That has led to this dynamic community of people who are searching to know God better and also loving their friends so much that they care enough to share their faith with them.
Something that I've learned throughout my first year is that I'm called to be a missionary. You were called to be a missionary too. Missionary work isn't something that you go across the world and you just like preach the gospel and like share Jesus. But missionary work is also in your own home, in your own heart, and in your own family. Missionary work is so powerful. It doesn't matter if you're really outgoing, if you're really shy, that's okay. Jesus still wants you. And Jesus still wants your friends and the hearts of your friends and family. He's gonna use you and he's gonna use me to get that.
There are a lot of things to get involved in here at the Newman Centre. We have the music ministry, we have Answers with Anya, discipleship group, community dinner, cooking community dinner, weekday masses, Sunday mass, Friday faith nights, men's and women's nights, faith studies, retreats, and various special events throughout the year.
One of the things I would like for people to know is that we have fun. Faith is often seen as something that you're rigid in and it's imposed on you and you feel forced to, have you said your prayers? Have you done this? Are you keeping on the straight and narrow? And a lot of people don't realize that, you know what? Living the life of the church, living out your Catholic faith is a joy. And if you simply embrace this life, it becomes part of you. It becomes an attitude, a way of interacting with the world. And there is so much trust in the Lord that you can face any challenge. You don't have to be afraid. And life becomes, like we often think, well, when I die and go to heaven, then I'll have my reward for plowing through the difficulties in this life and suffering in this life. But what I want people to know is that being good is its own reward. There is a joy that comes from simply being who God created you to be. And as we grow in holiness and as we grow in love for one another, I think that comes through, right? Who you are created by God to be. You live that out, and there's a joy that comes with that.
Any student that might have questions about what life is all about, or even very particular questions about Christianity or Catholicism, the Newman Centre and the University Catholic community is one way that you can find those truths and that you will find answers. I have seen throughout my university career that every time I do have a question or a doubt, I can come here to my friends or our campus minister and I get an answer that's satisfying and good. I have full confidence that you will too.
You alone have made a way.
so good to